Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and this is a special Gridiron Report, special edition. It's a game week edition where I point out the things I'll be looking for this week when Texas Tech takes on number 8 Texas. Now look, first off, the Longhorns are favored by 18 points as of midweek. That's a big spread. That tells you a lot. That tells you how Vegas sees this game playing out, and they see the Longhorns winning big. I do want to say that how I see it playing out in my head is I do expect the Longhorns to win this game, and probably by double digits, but I don't know about by 18 points. Now, in order for the Red Raiders to spring the upset, and look, it's 2020, so anything is possible. But in order to do that, there's 3 things that I'm really going to be watching for that I feel like, I've written my keys to the game. You can find that inside the Red Raiders, but and this is going to be close to that, but not exactly that. And the first thing I'm going to be looking for is how does left tackle Ethan Carde hold up, against the Longhorns? He did pretty good in the opener against Houston Baptist, especially in pass blocking, pass pro. But it's obviously a different animal. He's going to be going against different type of athlete, different type of athletes. And when you're talking about going from Houston Baptist to the Longhorns, and to me, like Alan Bowman's timing wasn't on in the opener, and that's to be expected. I mean, he hadn't played in almost a year since Game 3 of 2019, so I mean, it's completely understandable. But I think in order to help him get that timing back, which is so important, maybe even for him more than anybody, a guy just using him as an example because he was here relatively recently. Pat Mahomes' timing is not as big of a deal because he's going to run around, all behind the line of scrimmage, and it's a scramble drill half the time. That's not Alan Bowman's game. He's an accurate passer when he's on, when his timing's on, and I think in order to have that timing, he's got to have time in the pocket to set his feet, and find his receivers. And he has some serious targets to distribute the ball to. Some really good weapons out there. T.J. Vasher, Eric Ezukama, Keyshawn Carter. I mean, Sir Roderick Thompson even in the running game, of course, but also as a receiver out of the backfield. Dalton Rigdon. He's going down the line. Jalen Polk, I want to mention, had a really good debut as a true freshman for the Red Raiders. So, a lot of guys Tech can get the ball to if they give Alan Bowman time. And I'm squarely focused on the entire offensive line, but really on that left tackle. Josh Berger has experience playing against like the Clemsons of the world, even though he was playing for Wofford, and he held up and played well. How is Ethan Carde going to hold up against Texas? So at left tackle, so that's going to be huge for me. Another thing I'm going to be watching is the other side of the trenches. Is how does this defensive line attack? Like, are they going to be more of a hold up and play their lanes and don't let Sam Ehlinger, get out of the pocket and do things, or are they going to be aggressive and try and get a field and try and put pressure on him? Because honestly, I do expect the Tech secondary to play better than they did in the opener, but they're playing a Heisman candidate. They're playing, top level, top shelf talent in terms of the Texas receiving corps. So the degree of difficulty is actually going to be much tougher than it was against Houston Baptist. And Houston Baptist, as we all know, was a big struggle, and they gave up 567 yards. So to me, the only way I see this team slowing down Texas from just torching them in the passing game is by getting after Sam Ehlinger. And he's a big dude. He's 6'3", 225 pounds. So he's tough to get to the ground even when you get there. So when they get there, and Eli Howard brought this up, Texas, all Big 12 defensive end, that when they get there, they have to bring the quarterback down. That, during the offseason, they're not allowed to hit the quarterback, so it's a little different for them early on. Well, they need to get over that. They need to attack Ehlinger, and they need to hurry up his process and force him into mistakes, which, honestly, since he's gotten older, he doesn't do near as much. But that's the only way I see them really slowing them down. So that's the second thing. The third thing I'm going to be watching, the third aspect is, does this team get off to... It's the confidence level. Does this team get off to a fast start that kind of builds up their confidence? And when adversity strikes, and it will, because it's football, just as in life, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's very rare that for a full game that there's not some type of serious adversity that you face. And this has been a constant theme since I've been covering Texas Tech. And when I asked in the post-game presser of the opener, when I asked Coach Wells and Alan Bowman, quarterback Alan Bowman, 2 separate questions that really have nothing to do with each other. Both of the team leaders answered basically that they felt like the team, they had some adversity, they got down, they could never bounce back. Well, I mean, that's a big part of football. So, will this team be able to jump out to an early start and win inevitably when adversity strikes? Who's going to be those leaders? Who are going to be the guys that they turn to, and who steps up and makes those big plays to turn the worm, old Mo, back in Tech's favor? Because you got to have it. So those are the three things I'm going to be looking for. I'm very excited to see how the drama is going to play out on the field on Saturday. The 2:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff at the Jones. It will be nationally televised on Fox. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.